What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 50 of the Stoic Society podcast. Today, we welcome Oliver Nivaud of United Cigars. But before we introduce our guest, we're going to do some housekeeping and go around and see what we're smoking, starting with Randall.
What's going on, everybody? I'm smoking the United in Maduro in Robusto and just lit it up, and I'm pairing it with something a little bit thinner. I don't know. I just thought it'd be a good pairing for some reason. This Evan Williams single barrel vintage. It's a super easy sipper, not very high proof. I mean, like midway, but I don't know. So far, so good.
Nice choice.
Awesome. What you got, Steven?
So I am working on this Firecracker Connecticut.
Nice.
And I just grabbed, just a run-of-the-mill bottle here of some Joseph Magnus cigar malt.
This guy.
Very excited for that.
No flex zone.
Buddy of mine got me that for my birthday, so thanks, Josh, if you're watching.
What's up, AJ? What's up, Ben? All right. And Texas, what do you got? Frank.
So I'm smoking the Connecticut Firecracker. My light is a little too bright, so you can't see it too well. But that's what I'm smoking, and I am pairing it with a blend that I ended up winning in a giveaway. It's a cigar blend.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw that post.
It's a cigar blend bourbon. It's really, really good. So that's what I'm pairing with. Cheers.
Nice. Yeah, I've been seeing that in your photos, dude. That's cool.
I know, it must be nice to win a giveaway.
Well, it's when you enter it, Hugo.
I know. I don't ever do that. Before we move to Oliver, I forgot to say what I'm smoking. I'm also smoking the Connecticut Firecracker, and I know it has a Connecticut wrapper. I forgot to look up the make, but Oliver, yeah, we got the main guy here, man. He can tell us about it. By the way, Oliver, thank you for sending out the promo packs so we can smoke cigars. And
yeah, absolutely. I would be doing a disservice if I didn't, and you guys were smoking some some other stuff.
Yeah.
Some white owls and Garza Vegas and
Dutch Masters.
And I got some
Dutch Masters. Yeah,
some agave juice distilled in a special way that makes you happy.
Oh, God bless, man. That's the way to do it.
Oliver, what do you got, man?
I went the agave route. I'm drinking the Casa Noble. Casa Noble Añejo. I'm smoking. I went with a Gold Star.
Awesome. Hell yeah. So go ahead and introduce yourself, just in case nobody knows who you are. But I'm pretty sure everybody knows who you represent and what's your position there with United, please.
Yeah, no, always. I mean, never assume, right, that people know who you are, what you do. We're small, we're still a small boutique company. United Cigars started in 1901, and they had built that up to over 3,000 retail locations. So it's a long history for United Cigars, and I started with them in 2016. And we were, still tiny, even smaller than we are now. But I started smoking cigars back in, I was 87, 88, something like that, stealing cigars from my father's humidor, and then graduated up to buying my first box of premium cigars, which was the Te Amo, and it was a 10 count box. And that was my senior year in college. So I felt pretty special doing that. Stepping up and be able to what I considered was a box. But I started in the industry in 98 in Las Vegas and worked for a cigar company out there. We had some retail stores, so helped build that to over 12 retail locations throughout Las Vegas. Some kiosks in different casinos, and then the company I worked for, we partnered with Fuente and Ashton to open up the Casa Fuente location, which RIP, they just closed, the one at Caesars. So that was 2004. And then we started getting more into hospitality. We opened up Rum Bar at the Mirage in 2009. And and then there were some restaurants in there as well. And then I moved on. I had, you know, 2 small kids. We wanted to get out of Vegas, and left Las Vegas and ended up moving back to Massachusetts, where I was born. But my father was in the hotel business, so we moved around a lot. So I still consider it home. You know, I still say I'm from Boston, but then like I said, 2016 I started with United Cigars, and you know, really I sat down with David Garofalo, and he introduced me to Atabey, which was the first cigar in the United portfolio that he extended to me, and to try during this interview. And I remember doing a cool draw on it for at least 5 minutes, and just realizing that I had thought I had something special in my hands, and then I lit it up, and I was blown away. And then when he kind of showed me the entire portfolio, explained what United Cigars was and what, you know, he wanted to accomplish, and that there was really no representation of the line outside of going to the industry trade show once a year, the PCA. You know, there was nobody on the road, nobody calling accounts, nothing. And I just saw an opportunity with very young company, a great portfolio of, you know, really unknowns. You know, you're not talking about the usual suspects here. There was no mention of Atabey anywhere. I couldn't repost it on social media. Nobody knew it, and I was laughed out of more shops. You know, when I started, because looking at the price point, not knowing the cigar, what the industry was. You know, there were only a couple, you know, maybe a handful of cigars in that luxury, you know, category. So, you know, it was a grind, and still is to this day, you know, a grind. And it's a limited production on that, you know, selected tobacco side. But yeah, so I do everything. I oversee the operations for United Cigars. So all the, you know, packaging, blending, marketing, social media, sales, everything falls in my lap, good and bad.
So marketing director is like your title, or operations manager, or
yeah,
do it all. Do it all.
yeah, do it all. Like, I think on one of my cards, I didn't even put a title. I just put you know, blending, production, marketing, sales, because I didn't want the title. But you know, then I think it turned into, you know, director of operations, or whatever that means.
Shareholder.
Shareholder. Yeah.
Majority shareholder. Yeah.
Majority shareholder. There you go.
I wish. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Little by little.
Yeah. So you're
little
smoking,
by little. Yeah.
you're smoking a cigar that was just released this year for United, right? The Gold Star. Is that correct?
The Gold Star Core, our ongoing production. That's this one. And I say that because last year it was interesting how that happened. Like, Gold Star was one of these lines that was kind of dormant. It started in the 90s, and then just kind of laid there. And I wanted to, you know, rework it, put a blend to it, and make it something interesting. So I was down in the Dominican, and you know, I mentioned you know, David Garofalo earlier. He was having a meeting with a group from Swim with a Mission and the Navy SEAL Museum, and, you know, this whole group that was trying to get a cigar made for them, just for you know, a fundraiser. And he said, well, we actually have a cigar called Gold Star, and you know, Oliver's working on the blend right now. And so when I was doing the regular, you know, our core line, this Gold Star, we kind of tabled that a little bit so I could work on it a little bit longer, and then brought out the limited edition last year. So the limited edition got us, we did 210 boxes. That's pretty cool. I'm sitting out here, and I'm in New Hampshire. There's an opossum that just walked by, so I hear the leaves rustling. So I can't say squirrel, I have to say possum. So we did 210 boxes. We donated 20 boxes back to the 25 boxes back to the foundation, so they could raise money for the Navy SEAL Gold Star families. So we helped raise over $30,000 for them. So it was a special project for us, you know, special launch, and then that led to our release of the Gold Star this year.
It's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, and by the way, thank you for sending that over. I think most of us decided to go with the firecracker because, well, actually with both firecrackers because they're kind of like
Yeah.
short smokes. Especially for me, I smoke super slow. I take forever. Like a robusto takes me like
The
an
whole
hour.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, a whole episode, an hour and a half.
I
Oh,
just
this
wanted to be able to say I was smoking crack.
Yeah.
Is all.
Yeah.
for what to your life?
It's it's always nerve wracking I'm sure for everybody that's sitting in my chair, right, the guest chair, because you're smoking the cigar, and I never want something just to not smoke properly. But looking so far, everyone's your hands are waving around, but it looks like it's smoking all right.
This thing is burning phenomenal. The draw is just the way I like it, like snug. I like my draw like more snug. Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah,
a
Udo, what do
No
you
issue.
you were smoking it
sorry.
too?
Go ahead.
I
Yeah,
probably should
Connecticut.
have lit mine up. I went backwards.
Ah,
I just
okay.
grabbed something in it. So I mean,
You
hey,
did.
I got it out here. It's after.
So for you, Randall, you're gonna end with the bang. So that's cool.
Yep.
Good one.
Had
But
to
you
be
gotta
different.
you gotta light it up with a little fuse, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. I should at least take
Light,
that in
let,
the cellar.
light up the skies like it's
man. Hey,
Dude, it's such
you know
a
what?
cool. It's so cool looking.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so far, very discerning flavors. Like I can tell what flavors are in here, but it's just a little bit punchy. Hence, firecracker, probably right. So
right. Yeah, and for Connecticut, like firecracker started as the Habano, the sun grown, and it was just one blend. Obviously, the one size, the 3.5 by 50. But then when I started, I loved the line, I loved the cigar, and we just wanted to expand it. So did the Connecticut, I think 3 years ago now, 2 years ago, and then
nice.
the Maduro had come out as the Black Bomb originally, but
Okay.
just to kind of keep everything uniform, it came out with the Firecracker Maduro as well.
Yeah, and I think you did send us the Connecticut and the Maduro. No, the Habano
So-
actually. No,
the
sungrown.
sun-grown,
My bad.
sun-grown.
Sungrown.
Yeah, sun
Yeah,
grown.
Yeah.
so we have the Connecticut, Sun Grown, and Maduro, and then Firecracker just kind of keeps things interesting for our retail partners and and consumers, right? Because every year we have the limited release, so that's always a fun project to work on every year. We have that kind of planned out for years to come, but it's typically right around the 4th of July. So
Yeah.
launches in June, and then sometimes we have some that come out throughout the year. So this year we did the McAuliffe Black Firecracker to celebrate Independence Day, and then we just did the El Baton Cameroon Firecracker to celebrate 60 years of Cameroon wrapper with JC Newman.
Oh, that's a collab. Yeah, El Baton. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw somebody
So
smoking that.
those are all
Yeah.
collabs.
Yeah. Before we go further, let me introduce our other panelist that was a little bit late here, Sips and Sticks. Tell us what you're smoking, bro, and what you're pairing it with.
Hello, good evening. I'm very happy to be here. I unfortunately, when I got my cigars, I didn't let them set, so they weren't ready. But I am still sticking true to the brand and having an Atabey. Oh, you can't really see it.
Ooh-wee.
Look at this guy showing us all
This
up.
guy.
All right. I'll be
Showing
right
us all up.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Pairing it with a whiskey that won an award last year, Old Porchero.
Nice.
Nice.
Awesome. We have a question here from Ben before we get into some hot topics here. But how many cigars do you smoke in a week besides best remedies for palate fatigue?
Is that to me?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll start there. So palate fatigue, just smoke good cigars. Then your palate doesn't get destroyed. I'll say, because for like selected tobacco, I always feel like it's your palate. So my palate is so clean afterwards,
Yeah.
right? There's so much depth to it, but it's so clean because of that extra age, that post-roll aging. It's pretty phenomenal. So smoke quality cigars, good tobacco, and then I don't know. I'd say cleansing the palate always helps. I drink if if I'm working on a blend or trying different bales, it's usually some tea, non-flavored, teas that'll just kind of help cleanse the palate a little bit.
Nice.
And cigars in a week, that always varies. Like I was saying, I think pre-show I was saying that we moved offices, so there's no smoking in the office anymore. So my consumption rate has gone way down. But right around lunchtime, I'll sneak out. I was smoking some cigarillos, a little Panther earlier, and that's kind of like the that little lunch break. But our United Pencil is it's like a long cigarillo. That's a great one for a 15-20 minute break.
Nice.
Nice.
What's your go-to tea?
Brand wise,
Yeah, what do you
I don't-
choose?
I don't have a brand in particular, but right now I have a hibiscus.
Okay.
See,
Oh,
so it's
hibiscus
a little,
is
little
good.
bit of sweetness to it. Yeah,
Hibiscus is
Yeah.
good.
a little bit of sweetness, and then a lemon turmeric. But no, I don't hold true to a particular brand.
Okay.
Right on. And you mentioned selected tobacco. So for the viewers out there that might not know, can you talk a little bit about there's United Cigars, right? United Cigar Group, and then there's Selected Tobacco. Obviously, you carry Selected Tobacco products, but especially like when somebody's trying to tag Atabey or Nelson, cigars, you can't. You got to tag United Cigars because you guys
United,
yeah. So can you elaborate a little bit on that? What if there's like a boundary or something?
yeah. So no, there's no. I guess there's no boundary for us because it's one. It's more of there's some relationships in the industry that you can see that they have. It's not really, hey, we're the distributor and let's see what happens in the next couple of years, and this partnership didn't work and they move on. Now that could always happen for us as well, but it's more of a partnership. Selected Tobacco, Nelson Alfonso launched in the US in the late I think it was like 2008-9, and under a different distributor. And United Cigars picked it up in 2012 as a partnership, and not understanding that United wasn't really a distribution house. It wasn't a place that you were going to have your cigar in the portfolio and it was going to get placed in 1,000 accounts. But that's what Nelson wanted. Nelson Alfonso of Selected Tobacco. That's what he wanted because his production was so low, because his aging process takes.
Did Oliver freeze up a little bit?
A little bit.
Yep.
No, he's talking about the aging process. Yeah, I feel that.
Costa Rica. Then they're shipped and the bands are put on sale. Did I lose you? I'm back.
Yeah, you're
I
back.
see
back.
myself
Back.
up. You guys got me? Okay.
Yeah.
So I was saying that like Atabey. So because the production was so small, at the beginning, and still very limited, but you have to understand, Selected Tobacco is unique to the industry because they take their cigars that are rolled in Costa Rica, they're shipped to Madrid, Spain, where they go through an aging process. And process is always what I like to stress, because there's a difference from aging a cigar, which I always knew as, hey, cigar goes in my humidor 5 years later, it's a 5-year-old cigar. But Nelson, some of his processes that he's shared with us, and that I was lucky enough to see. I was in Madrid last year, just about this time. Is he's got now he's actually built a new facility. He has about 24 different aging rooms. So the cigars will go into the aging room with 5 different cedars. He uses Cuban, Spanish, Mexican, Brazilian, Lebanese cedars, and then the cigars will go through the process of lowering humidity and then raising humidity over the course of Atabey's minimum of 5 years. Byron, depending on the secondary band that's on the cigar, goes to aging from 3 to 5 years. And Bandolero is a minimum of 1 to 2 years. And then Alfonso's minimum of 5 years, Bandolero 1850, minimum of 5 years. So coming to United Cigars, he was okay with that, type of relationship, and then taking it, to where we are now, which is, a healthier position in the industry. Still not completely known, but I'd say that's in our portfolio, that's the one that's recognized. most, because I when I started early on posting things on social media, by the time I got to the end of our portfolio, people would forget what was at the beginning, right? Because our portfolio is about 25 lines deep. So I started just focusing on Atabay because I said, this is our premium. This is our top line that we distribute. Let me focus on that. So just started focusing on that. And that's kind of, what helped bring Atabay to where it is today. And we still have, again, still have a lot of growth coming, but so Selected Tobacco and United Cigars have just partnered. It's a, healthy, very healthy relationship. Nelson and I had just talked to him yesterday. He just got his wisdom teeth pulled out, so he wasn't doing all that well. But so we, he does all the design and blending and everything. But he, he keeps us involved in ideas that he's working on, or he'll take suggestions when we're looking to take something in a particular direction, or we see something on the market that we feel has a need, and so he'll craft something to to fit that. So it's great. It's a good it's an amazing company to have in our portfolio. And we distribute a couple other companies as well, like Arnold Andre is a 200-year-old German company. We distribute for them. We do their Montosa and Terra Nova here in the U.S. And then Jose Dominguez out of the Mahia Cubana factory in the Dominican, we distribute their Jose Dominguez and Yaya. So we have, like I said, extensive portfolio. But anybody tagging anybody on or anything on social media, tag United Cigars.
Yeah. Even a while back when I first got into like Selected Tobacco stuff, I was like trying to look for Selected Tobacco or Nelson Alfonso. It's like nowhere to be found on social media,
No, there's an Atabay cigar. What's up, Donnie? There's an Atabay cigar. I think Instagram, but it has one post from, I don't know, 2017, maybe even before. I've asked Nelson. I said, look, I'll take ownership of it. We can build it, but no, he just kind of left it there. So we just filter everything through United, and it's easier than having different pages, different platforms for all the brands.
Nice. How big is the United Cigars portfolio now compared to like when you started, or how has it evolved?
Yes, so we've added to the portfolio since I started, and we've taken some away. So when I kind of adopted the whole portfolio, there were cigars that just needed some refresh, like Firecracker. You guys are smoking Firecracker now, so redid the packaging and the design on that, and that was based off of my love of Norman Collins and Sailor Jerry and his Americana tattoo work. So I got a couple of his pieces up and down my arm, and I wanted that. I wanted to have the eagle in there. We put the red anchor because we knew that was going to be a line that would eventually come out. So we tied that into the artwork, and then obviously just on the sun grown, you'll see a lot of red, white, and blue, and then we, with the extension of it to again keep everything uniform with Firecracker, the Maduro just has this black, classy black and gold, silver band, and then the Connecticut went with green.
Did you try to put the? I guess when it's this long, it's not really a pigtail anymore. It's like a dogtail, right? Or what do you call it?
Yeah, we call it a fuse. It's
long.
Yeah,
it's literally fuse.
It's a fuse.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's a fuse. It was it wasn't done.
Fuse?
Did I ever try it?
Yeah,
like smoke it.
Go ask. What was? Oh yeah, no. I mean, I'm gonna smoke it next. But my question is, what was the decision to put it under the band as opposed? Did you try to was it too hard to put it in cellophane, or was that a conscious decision to put it under the band? I'm just curious about that.
So yeah, so it wasn't hard to put it into the cellophane because the head goes in first. So looking at it, it originally had the fuse on the outside. I decided to tuck it in because it would just hold better look better in pictures. The fuse just gets, it gets dry faster. So when it was loose, a lot of them, because then they would move around and shuffle, and people digging in the boxes, because before it didn't, there wasn't cellophane on the original firecracker, so the fuses would have a tendency to snap, and just under the fuse, I just kind of, I thought that it just made it look a little cleaner.
It was a great idea from a marketing
Yeah.
standpoint to
Yeah,
add
really,
it.
they
I
look
mean, it's
nice.
like, yeah, it's really cool looking. Goes with
Yeah.
the name perfectly.
So is it?
The fire.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, yeah, the firecracker was was a concept, again, started by David Garofalo in 2006, and it was something that was hard to get produced, and as a manufacturer didn't want to make it at the time, and then finally they made it, and then it started to take off for him in the local brick and mortar. And then after that, when I started in 2016, they had just started doing more collaborations. So I think when I started, that was the Romacraft Cro-Magnon as the firecracker. The year before, they had done the LFD
Nice.
firecracker, and then from there we just kind of continued, because I could oversee it and help out, work with the manufacturers, and get the collaborations done.
Now there was a question by Ben who said any plans on making the Byron firecracker or like the Atabey firecracker?
We've played around with it, and that was I think that's where we leaned more towards the Bandolero firecracker, but I don't know if you guys tried the Bandolero firecracker, but that was phenomenal. But it aged. It went through that process of almost 2 years, and it was a blend between the Series A and the Series T. So it was a mix, and it was absolutely phenomenal. If you can track down a box, we might who knows, we might see that one again when we can work with a manufacturer that wants to continue the firecrackers. We do, if it works for us. It has to work for both parties. So with certain manufacturers, we've done multiple firecrackers. Some have turned them into different lines. The Micarita firecracker that came out with Dunbarton and Saka, it started with the blue band, the Micarita band. Then he changed the blend for the next year. He wanted to redo it, and we wanted to continue. So then it came out with the Micarita red band, and then that turned into the Tricky Tracka for the third year, and then that turned into a line extension for him.
Nice.
So yeah, always working, trying to keep it out there. I don't know about price point for Atabey or Byron firecracker. It could be tricky.
Trust me, we will still buy it. We will still buy it.
Yeah.
Hey, quarter of the cigar, so quarter of the price, man.
Sure.
Got to do it mathematically. We got a question from Mr. Worldwide here, our friend Cigars to Smoke. He travels to London a lot. He's asking if you're planning to launch in London anytime soon.
So that was one of the reasons I went to. I was in Madrid and seeing Nelson's new facility, for Selected Tobacco, and then I went to Intertabac in Germany, and looking at it, we're again still a small company, and wanted to kind of keep the focus on the U.S. market.
Okay.
And for Selected Tobacco, working, I've had conversations with Nelson. He has some of the production that possibly he could do in other countries. Right now, he does have a couple other countries that he's opened up in small quantities, just really protecting his trademarks and things like that. But the majority of his production comes to the U.S. So no serious plans to go to London as of yet.
All right, there you go, AZ. Cool. Sorry about that, but you can get plenty here.
Tip top. That's Greg.
Yeah, Greg.
What's up, Greg?
He also said that he hates the McAuliffe.
Dude, I like the McAuliffe. The black was good.
Yeah.
I don't know
the
which
black
one.
Firecracker. Yeah.
That was good.
Greg's a great. I've only smoked the black. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think McAuliffe's kind of one of those companies that can be, they have a hard time because they have all their brands are McAuliffe. So it's just like, I hear people in different stores, consumers and retailers, oh, I hate Rocky, I hate Perdomo. And I only bring those names up because they're monsters, they're juggernauts in the industry, but their branding is all Perdomo. So then I'll ask them, so which Perdomo don't you like? But they really can't pinpoint it. Like if you smoke one Perdomo and you're like, oh, I don't like it. Well, which blend was it? Which cigar was it?
Yeah.
Because I see that with Byron in our portfolio. I would say Byron is one of those lines where I hear people say, I didn't really like the Byron. And I say, which Byron did you smoke? They're like, I don't know. It had the blue band on it. I'm like, well, all right, which blue band? Because the 21st century, the main band could have blue, but the secondary band is in the 19th century and the 20th century, right? Because the secondary band is the age. So in the 19th century, you have the Petit Poema that's aged for 4 years. So did you smoke that one? And they're like, oh, I don't remember. I was like, oh, what size? And then in the 20th century, we have the Venecianos, which is the Torpedo that is 4 years. So that has a blue band. So the Byron line can be very, very confusing.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Right? So sometimes,
yeah. I was like, wait, what century? All I know is that Byron was a poet.
Yeah, he was a poet. There you go.
Nice.
I'll just say on these firecrackers, the construction is impressive.
Whoa.
The smoke output is phenomenal.
Woo!
Yeah.
And if somebody really wants a selected firecracker, I mean the Alfonso Extrañejo #1 is already in existence, right? Like 4x50. So
yeah, and they'll pay. I think that we saw that with the Bandolero firecracker at the time. It might have been 3-4 years ago when the Bandolero firecracker released, and it was a $9 price point. But there wasn't a lot of hesitation for it. Yeah, 3.5 by 50, $9 price point, which was steep for a cigar that size. But Bandolero, all of the the portfolio in Bandolero is right around the low teens to high teens. So that was a good introduction.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm enjoying this Maduro right here. It's a great medium bodied stick. Nice sweetness, really pairing off this what is it, single barrel 16. It's actually really good.
I love it.
I'm gonna interrupt real quick. So guys, make sure you start putting the hashtag United We Smoke for your chance to win the 5-pack of Gold Star, a lighter, and was it the little statue?
Oh, the Hombre.
The Hombre.
So if you guys have you seen the Hombre ashtray work?
No.
He's the best. So see the feet on the bottom?
Yeah.
So if you put your cigar, that's where the cigar goes. Yeah. When you put your cigar in the feet, then the smoke comes out of his mouth.
That is
so he's your little smoking buddy.
He does little rings.
What's up, Hendrick? Oh, we got Hendrick on board, Cigar Carpenter. Byron's branding is confusing as fuck. Yeah.
And somebody I don't know if you saw the comment, you probably did. Somebody was asking what are the dimensions on that little figurine? I don't know, man.
Somebody.
So the base is probably like a coffee can, maybe a little bit smaller. That's what the base is, and then he builds up from there, and he's probably 11 inches high.
Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That'll
it's a good
Johnny
size.
excited then. Johnny's gonna be happy.
Yeah, it's a 60. It will hold. I think it'll hold up to a 60 ring gauge.
Oh, that's
very nice.
Good.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
Johnny only needs a 48. We're good.
He was just afraid he was going to lose it depending on the size of the base.
So going back to the United portfolio, can you walk us through some of the more notable lines of United cigars, and in your particular experience, based on numbers or sales, what stands out the most, or what sets them apart from another cigar brand?
Yeah, so there's such a what's for a retailer and for consumers too. If they just wanted to stay within the United portfolio, we have cigars from $2 all the way up to $75. right? So there's a wide range in price point, and looking at the portfolio, I'd say, smoking just on the United brand, the United line itself, that was a reblend. I had made some United Lanceros that I wanted Maduro, that I just wanted for events and for myself to smoke, so I could hand them out in something different that we don't sell and something unique. And that turned into the new United blend. So that has Dominican broadleaf in the filler, which I think adds that. Well, I shouldn't say think. It adds a little bit of sweetness and some body to it, but not as much of the pepper. I don't mind pepper, but I think too much of it's not balanced. It takes away from the experience, and I'm more of a retro smoker, where I just kind of enjoy all the nuances that come out when I'm able to do that. So blending like the Red Anchor and the Gold Star, I wanted those to be more delicate on the palate, a little more sophisticated in a way, and then the retro would just kind of open things up. So the United, I mean, that's our company name, but the line itself is one that's great. There's actually a star in every single box from a flag that is no longer able to fly. That's sent to a foundation called Stars for Our Troops, and the veterans will cut out a star from the flag, and we donate back to the foundation, and they send us the stars. We send them to the Dominican, and they go into every single one of our United boxes, the United line. So it's just a way to say, on the back, it even describes it, and it's just a way to say thank you to first responders and veterans. So it's a little piece that we like to share. So the United line, I think people kind of forget about that because they know it's the company, but they don't realize that there's a line for it as well. I touched on I'm smoking the Gold Star. That's the newest one, and that one's been that one did very well for us at the show, and it's it's been growing, and it's had a good response. And Red Anchor is another one that's released in 2022. We did 250 boxes originally for the 250th anniversary, because Red Anchor was a line that started in 1772 in Delft, Holland. Yeah, there you go. And that's a special blend. Like there were cigars that were made in the 90s that we wanted to work with the Kellner family because they have roots in Holland. So we had originally talked to Henke Kellner, but he couldn't work with us at the time. So we tried to find another factory, and he recommended that we work with his son Hendrik at the Kellner Boutique Factory. They have some proprietary tobacco, some beautiful Dominican tobaccos. The daughter has a farm in Monte Plata, which is just outside of Yamasá, which is more of a well-known area in the Dominican. And so we went with the Kellner Boutique Factory, worked with Hendrik on the blend, and we got the stamp of approval from Henke, which was once you get that, and once he's kind of tapping in and smoking the samples that were worked on, and then once he gives the stamp of approval, that's kind of where you end it. You're like, okay, well, yeah, we're on board with that too. So the Red Anchor is just a phenomenal cigar, and in my opinion, it's again another sophisticated cigar, smooth, delicate on the palate, where I still put in that higher, lower medium, mid-medium range in body and strength, but then the retro hill is phenomenal.
What's the makeup of that cigar? Is that a Cameroon? Or?
So no, that's Ecuadorian wrapper.
Okay.
And then you have the Monte Plata binder, which is from their farm, and then obviously aged tobaccos. But we have some Dominican, USA, Pennsylvania broadleaf in there, and some Criollo. So it's got some some depth to it, but not it's not going to have that spice. So if you're looking for something that's just going to be a pepper bomb, it's not going to be the Red Anchor. But if you're looking for something with depth and flavor that you can taste some great tobaccos, that's the one.
What was the first cigar you blended?
What was the first?
Yeah. What was your first that you blended yourself?
So I'd say the United was, because so they're different, right? Blending gets thrown around a lot, and I'm not, by no means do I ever say I'm a blender. But because sometimes you'll go, like originally when I was in Vegas, we would try samples, and we smoked tobaccos, different bales, but it was never okay. Well, I like this, this leaf. Let's put this one with this one, this one with this one. But the United line, when I was, we were trying to reblend it. That was one where I was really diving deep because I wanted it to, be something special, and then came across the, that Dominican broadleaf, and I wanted to find a way to use it, and then manipulating the percentages and things like that. So that was the first one, and then I went to the Firecracker, just retooling that one. Gold Star worked with William Ventura factory, so I worked with Weber Ventura. They have some amazing tobaccos there, and then Red Anchor, and then the La Giana 30th was one that was more. I didn't go down to the factory. That was more of an example of all right. So let's get some samples in. Change this percentage, because they would share the percentages. So it was all right. Let's change this. Let's increase it a little bit and adjust it, because I wanted the La Giana 30th to be something that kind of set itself apart from the line, but still represented the La Giana line, if that made sense. And then that's why I wanted the barber pole on there too. So we had at the time we just had the natural and the Maduro. So I didn't want something to take away, like I said, from the line. So we used the Ecuadorian Connecticut and Mexican San Andres wrappers to do a barber pole on it.
Nice.
Cool. So Oliver, I got a thought exercise question for you, and
hey,
just for fun.
Let's do it.
So
it's Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Thought.
I know that's why it's just funny.
This is the part of the show Randall's already had so much.
Hump day.
Hey man, I'm drinking a water, man. I just one of those, just for fun. I'm just curious. So let's say world stops spinning instantly. You have 8 minutes to grab everything you need before you get into the only humidor cigar lounge in the whole world that isn't affected by gravity or whatever. See how it's going anyways. You have every SKU in front of you, every size of cigar.
That's not water.
8 minutes to grab whatever. You have a shopping cart to fill up, right? What are some blends you would grab, sizes and everything, and what, like in your mind, what comes to what's first in mind that you would grab for that humidor or for that lounge to smoke in?
So first, I guess the two I would grab right away is the Atabey Spiritus, the Lancero, which is my and it's our portfolio, so I even hate saying it, but it's my favorite Lancero that I've ever smoked, and it's pretty special. The United Lancero, just because that's special to me, and I love it. It's great. I'd have to go back to because people ask me similar questions, like an experience with cigars. I smoked a Hoyo de Monterrey double Corona one time. That I was in Vegas. We went to Bix's, which was like this jazz bar, and I only brought one. I smoked one, and it was one of the most incredible cigars I've ever smoked. Up until that time, and I ended up, after I finished it, I drove back home. Luckily, it was only about 10 minutes away. Drove back home, grabbed the other one I had, and then brought that and smoked it again.
It's a phenomenal cigar.
Yeah. When you get, like, look, if you can get that, those cigars and that tobacco, when it's good, it's good. They're right. It's phenomenal. But I think Nelson's done something pretty special with Peruvian tobacco, and he uses a lot of it in his blends, and it has a very distinct profile to it. And I think with that aging, sometimes different sizes and different lines come out to this sweet, sometimes cherry, blueberry. People, I've heard all types of different descriptions to the nose just off the foot before you light it, and the woods and the aging process makes that tobacco pretty special. But those would be the three right off the top of my head. And I'm not a double Corona guy either, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not strictly Lancero. I love we have a United Corona and a Lonsdale that I played around with just to see if it's something we could add into the portfolio or just as samples. And those have been phenomenal. So we'll see what happens with that. But
Awesome.
I guess I would say I'm more of a 54 or below ring gauge. Because I don't know, once you get to 56 and things like that, I just can't smoke them.
They feel inappropriate, huh?
feel inappropriate. It just doesn't fit. I mean, and we have it. Like our Gold Star Gordo is great, but just I don't gravitate towards it.
Same.
Right. The Bandolero Barbaros is this short 60 ring gauge. It's great, but it's just not something I gravitate towards.
So it's safe to say United's not making a 9x90 or a 10x100.
What? That's a category that those guys are Asylum. They're great guys, but they're safe from us at least. Which not that we're a threat, but we're not going that route.
Yeah. Building off of your answer, what about a Atabey Black Spiritus? Is that a possibility?
Ooh. There's always a possibility. It's always a possibility.
See that? So
there are a couple. So So the the Atabey Black is interesting, right? Because we released the first NFT because we didn't know what it was. I came back listening. I was listening to the news, and NFTs were just going crazy. People were buying images, these non-fungible tokens at hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I researched it. There were no cigar NFTs, so we wanted to kind of do something special. And Nelson had it in production. He had talked to us about it, and we just didn't know what to do with it because it was an Atabey Black Ritos. He had 200 boxes, so you're talking about a very limited production, one size. What do how do you release it, and what can you do with it? So then that's where the NFT came about. And we didn't, not that we didn't think it through, but Nelson's one, he doesn't want to price things out of the market. Before, when the Selected Tobacco and Atabey came to market, the cigars were around $70, $60-$70. Like they were up there. So when we took over the distribution, we priced it fair, and like I said, we weren't really a distribution house. I wasn't on board yet, so the pricing was based off of us, United Cigars, kind of helping Selected Tobacco get to market without it being any type of, I don't want to say gouging, but really taking advantage of the pricing. So then going to Atabey Black, so we did the NFT. We just made it, we knew it was going to retail at, I think, $50 at the time. So we priced the NFT. You could buy a box for $1,200, right? Yeah. The price of a box. But it was more conceptual because Nelson was thinking, well, if we, do you think it would make sense if we did an Atabey with a darker wrapper? Because Atabey is just known to be this light, lighter wrapper, softer, smoother, creamier cigar. Do people want Atabey to be a little more bold? And we said, well, we can test it out. Let's see what it is, because at the time, I think when he told us, it had only aged for about 2.5 years, so it wasn't ready. So we did the NFT, and that was met with some crazy pushback of, well, this doesn't make sense. You can't smoke it. What's the cigar industry come to? And we just kind of left it there. And then LFD, I think, was the next one. They did a phenomenal job on it, but very different from what we were doing. They had made it so that you really had to, and I don't want to put words in their mouth, but looking at it, it was buying a license that was more at an auction, so you could have the license to then have the cigar to buy it from them on a regular basis. So they got a lot more than we did per NFT, but again, we just kept it fair. We sold 5 of the box NFTs, and we capped it at that. So we have 5 retailers that have the NFT, and then we have 5. At the time, we had 5 branded lounges. So the boxes just went to the those retailers. So we kept it very very personal and very different. So with that said, now as it's expanding, the next one, which we were hoping for the PCA, to have it launched at the PCA, is the Atabey Black Delirios. So different, slightly different size, same ring gauge, but different size. So that should be available to more retailers looking at probably January, February. We did an early release with Elevate Cigar Lounge in Chicago, Illinois, for their 30th anniversary. So they got the first look at it, and then after that it will come out in January, February, as I said. And look, that's the second one. So who knows what's possible in the future.
Awesome.
Was that around 21 or 22?
Was it like that it released?
No, yeah, like the NFT and making all that, was that around 2021, 2022? I think that's when the NFTs were really.
Yeah, I think it was 20.
Okay.
I think it was 21 when we did the press release to announce it, but then the cigar didn't come out until 23. I think we're on our third. Yeah. We're on our third run now.
Like end of the year, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I got a question here from KT. Any chance?
I just moved.
Any chance on making the La Mezcla Cubana in Toro or Maduro?
Oh, so that's an interesting project too. So La Mezcla Cubana, right? For those Spanish speakers, right? Correct me. The Cuban mix was kind of like, this not necessarily a one-off, but we had the brand, and then we had this blend that we were working on. That wrapper is a 7-year-old Ecuadorian wrapper that it was just a shorter leaf. It could only fit that particular Rothschild. It's a 54, 4 3/4 by 54. So it just fit that cigar. So is it something we can expand on? Yeah, possibly. It's it was a budget friendly cigar that that cigar is only $6 retail. So it's a beautiful price point. Great cigar. Got some really good ratings. Half Wheel gave it a 90. And I don't think Atabey's gotten anything above an 88 or 89 from them. So I kind of smirk when when I hear that. But yeah, is there something with that? Yeah, possibly.
Nice.
We can't throw everything out there that we're working on, but the industry is interesting because it's like, what's new, what do you have?
Yeah.
And then sometimes we'll sit with a retailer like, okay, well, what lines are you familiar with in our portfolio? What have you smoked before? Because there's a chance that you probably don't even know we have this line, or that we distribute the Terra Nova and Montosa, or that we have the Yaya or something like that. So there's always something in a portfolio that could be technically new, right? But
awesome.
But you also have to you have to stay active. So La Mezcla is a favorite. I smoke that regularly. So we're working on it.
Awesome. And for the cigar smokers that are based in California, there's a critical move right now in the cigar industry. About the UTL.
The UTL.
Yeah. What's United Cigars' take on that?
Well, when it was first announced, it was there was a lot of what the fuck, and then but that's even evolving. There have been some some changes. So we're looking at it. I mean, California's a big market, but that's a lot of work behind it. That needs to be done. The registration. I mean, you guys talked about it on your show the other day, so I'm not gonna bore you too much, but you have to register each size. You have to send them. So originally you have to send them a box of every size you're going to do. Now they've kind of changed that to whatever the smallest packaging is. So say for Atabey, if we registered Atabey Delirios, we wouldn't have to send a box, because from my understanding, we have a 3-pack in tubes, so we could register that. But then it could be, well, those are tubes. You have to register that differently than the box. So there's a lot of, there's some gray in there. But overall, we wouldn't be registering everything. And even in the, Atabay line with 12 different sizes, we'd have to, cut that down to just a few. So as of right now, we're in a holding pattern, I'd say.
Ugo's just trying to figure out if you're cutting us off or not.
No, well, I mean, the way I see it, it's gonna impact more like local lounges, right? B&Ms that are actually located in California, right? Not like, because I buy all my stuff like online, so doesn't. I don't think it's gonna impact it. Although they wanted to, they wanted to.
It's the illegal part. That's the illegal part, man.
You know who's real quiet on it, and who's pushing for it without pushing for it is the big online guys, the big catalog, and the big brands that own those catalog companies, and own those online companies. They're all for it, as that's just gonna push it, right? Those online sales are gonna go through the roof, because somebody, just like anything else, when liquor, cigarettes, somebody's gonna find a way to get it across the border.
Yeah, legally or otherwise, right?
Right.
Yeah. We've been doing it since Prohibition.
Yep. So it's just, it's the big guys that are gonna, survive and gain from it, and it's the little boutique companies that are gonna, unfortunately, just lose out on it. And we're a little boutique company, so.
But there's a deadline, so did you already register some SKUs, or
we haven't registered.
Okay.
It goes into effect January 1st is when it goes into effect, but you're gonna have to register, and I'm sure that that'll get pushed, because it just happened, and then it was, hey, here's the deadline, everything needs to be in. But
we're supposedly in the grace period right now.
Right. Yeah, so we're in a deep holding pattern. We're circling the airport. Yeah. Yeah, it's brutal. California is brutal.
Man, yeah. Tell me about it. I mean, there's three of us here. It's DC, Steven, and myself. And like I said, a lot of our cigar collection is bought online. Mainly because, yes, the California tax, when you go to your B&M or whatever. But just selection isn't that good here, especially if you want to get like new releases. I haven't personally, I don't think I've seen United Cigar product or Selected Tobacco product in any B&M. Have you, Steven?
Yeah, dude, there's one lounge in Long Beach that carries.
Okay.
Supplies limited, but they're consistently available. You just never know what you're going to get when you go in.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of SKUs or not really?
No. On average, I see maybe 2 or 3 SKUs at a time available.
Robusto, Toro, Gordo, or what do you mostly see size-wise?
So, like, when I bought that Alfonso Extra Añejo #1, I bought it there, and then they might have had only one other that day. It was probably something I had already smoked, so I wasn't buying it to try it. So I think, on average, 2 or 3 SKUs.
Yeah, there was a question here about the Nelson. It's way up here, I think.
From what I hear, it's Florida and Texas that are the best.
As far Florida, Texas, New Hampshire, PA.
Yeah. Are there? Yeah.
Those are those are the states without without taxes. Texas has a small cap, and that's what local, the brick and mortars, need to form alliances, because some states, a lot of retailers will fight, but you have to, healthy competition is good, but if you're competing too much with each other, then you're just going to cause that divide, and then that is only going to hurt you in the long run when you're working with or working against any type of legislation that's being put through. Because if you're not working together and raising awareness because a lot of consumers don't even know their state tobacco tax. Right? Like I lived in Massachusetts. From Boston to the New Hampshire border is 30 minutes. When I was in Massachusetts, just as a consumer, I would, if I'm smoking in a lounge, guys would say, "Oh yeah, well, I can go up." These guys they just charge too much. Well, it's not it's not by choice. Massachusetts has a 40% tobacco tax, and that's a choice. But you can travel from the Atlantic, Boston Harbor, all the way to the end of Massachusetts in 3.5 hours. Right. So by them having a large tax, it's just hurting them. Right, Massachusetts, because people are just going outside, and like California, they're ordering online, or like I said, they drive half an hour north and they're in New Hampshire, tax free.
And we're rolling with a 54% tax in California on wholesale.
Yeah, 54. New York's at like a 75% tax, and then you go over to New Jersey. I think they got a 30% tax. And New Jersey, they have a few retailers that have started a coalition. New York's done the same thing, but New York's a massive state, and they're trying to work together. But I know people just like you guys that'll either buy online or then they take a trip, they jump in a car, and then they go to PA. All right, no tax. They'll pick up cigars and then they'll drive back. So I mean, California, it's not going to stop it. And I don't understand how they're okay with billboards for dispensaries and everything else. Like, that's okay, but you smoke a cigar and you're the devil.
There are more dispensaries around me than there are cigar lounges and retailers.
Oh yeah,
puts a whole new spin on United We Smoke. Speaking of United We Smoke, everybody make sure you've put in your hashtag United We Smoke for the giveaway. Just had to plug that really quick.
Strong work, Randall.
that was a strong plug.
Hey,
one of the best. I mean, there are a few famous Randalls out there, right? But it's not an over. I mean, I don't think it's an overly common name like Oliver. There aren't too many. But one of the best Randalls that always sticks in my mind is from Dazed and Confused. His last name was Floyd. Oh, Randall Pink Floyd. I mean, that's brilliant.
Which character was that?
That was the quarterback. That was the quarterback. One of the main guys.
Dude, that's
he didn't want to sign.
11 main
Ben
guys,
Affleck's first movie, Matthew McConaughey was that? I don't know if it was his first movie, but that's what really I think put him on the map.
It was his first movie.
It propelled him for sure.
Yeah.
Got a question from the
great soundtrack.
Yeah.
From the guest here. When will the Alfonso brand be available beyond the gift pack? He's asking.
So there was the Alfonso Grand Selection gift set that had 5 tubes and then the ashtray, but that was released after the Alfonso Añejo, which was 2022, and then the Alfonso Grand Selection was 2023. So they're available, about 6 different sizes, vitolas per line.
Yeah,
they're out there. They're just very, very limited. I think we had, we had to limit it to about 35 accounts, roughly, because production. Again, when Nelson, like when Atabey first started, he rolled 5,000 cigars for 3 different sizes. He had Divinos, Brujos, and Ritos, and that was it. Because when he's starting something, he doesn't completely know what it will be in 5 years, or is that where the market is going? So he starts it out, and then if it starts to take off, then or if he likes it and he wants to continue it, then he increases productions. But it's hard to say what a cigar is going to be going through that process. So the Añejo and Grand Selection are available in boxes and by the single.
Okay,
so they're out there.
Yeah. You see more of the Atabey Connecticut's, the Bandolero, and now your new Nelson, the Nelson, right? Just the Nelson itself. Do you want to talk a little bit about that Nelson? Because I think it's like kind of like a hot cigar where like a lot of people were jumping on it. I haven't smoked it myself. I didn't get my hands on it, but how's the
So that was a line that he's displayed at the PCA, right? The industry show that goes on once a year. He displayed it at the PCA, I think 2 years ago was when he did the first announcement, but the cigars weren't ready, and he was still working on packaging and figuring out. This year at the PCA, he showcased the Nelson gift set, which had again five tubes and the ashtray as a set, and that was the only thing available for Nelson. So in the future, there will be other sizes and different packaging, different look, same color scheme, and everything that we're now familiar with for Nelson, but that was only released as a gift set at the show this year, and that's that sold out pretty quick. It was limited to 1,000 sets anyway, 5 cigars, so it wasn't a big production, not a heavy run, but that went to our accounts that support the United portfolio and Selected Tobacco portfolio, with hopes that the line will be available hopefully next year. We'll see new sizes.
Oh, okay. So continuing off of the
yeah.
No, go ahead.
It's a little more. He's playing around a little bit more that the Peruvian tobacco. That one the Nelson has 5 years of age, and at this year's show he also released the Bandolero Premium.
The Bandolero Premium,
the 4 year aged line. So it's he's done some amazing stuff where I'm blessed to have that in the portfolio and be able to work with him. I mean, the times that I get with him, either in a car or we're sitting down together when he's here, or maybe I'm there, is invaluable. He's just a wealth of knowledge and incredibly humble. If you guys ever get a chance, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a bucket list right there to meet Nelson Alfonso, man, for sure. I saw your guys' podcast with it's a cigar store out of Florida. Was it Corona Cigars that you guys?
That might have been. Yeah, we were there in December of last year, so we did a little podcast out there for with Nelson sitting down. So he's kind of the I don't know. I was going to say unicorn, but I hate throwing that around. He's just so deep behind that curtain that when he comes out, it's like, it's awesome.
I'm going to interrupt real quick. The sun grown is my favorite, and look at the ashtray.
It's good.
It is like the Connecticut was good, but the sun grown is just phenomenal.
Yeah, and the sun grown is obviously going to give you a little more palate forward.
Yeah, I just pulled the fuse off, and it's a perfect draw. Like, you don't have to do anything else.
I actually like the retro hair on this cigar more than the palate. For some reason,
than the palate. All right.
Yeah, getting like a nice floralness on the retro.
Which one's that one? So the Connecticut?
No, the
sun grown.
Yeah, the Connecticut's done.
Yeah. Oh, love that shit.
Yeah.
So it's surprising. Yeah. So Hugo, you smoke slow anyway, but we're an hour into it. But as a slow smoker, you got, I guess, an hour, maybe close to an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So when people look at it as a 3.5 by 50, they're like, "Oh, I'm going to smoke that in 15 minutes. I want something longer." But it's got some weight to it.
Now, if you smoke this cigar in 20 minutes, you're gonna hurt your palate. You're not gonna get what the cigar is meant to deliver. I think on that little firecracker. Yeah. It's got too much flavor for you to like puff, too frequent or whatever, to smoke it too fast. Just my opinion.
Yeah, there's like a sweet spiciness right when you light it up. Like, I'm coming from, this is my second cigar, and the sun grown, instantly totally different experience. Very good.
Yeah. No, that's humbling to hear that, because that's always the challenge, right? You have to make it similar but different, so that Connecticut and I think we see it on the market more now, where people can't shy away from Connecticut's, because the misnomer before was always, that's a Connecticut, it's going to be too mild, but there are plenty of Connecticut's out there that just have some kick to it.
I hate when people say Go ahead, Frank, go ahead.
No, I will say that the Connecticut towards the end had a little bit of that, like a kick punch that, like, wow, it's something a more elevated Connecticut. Like it was really good too.
Yeah,
I will say that is a very good Connecticut.
yeah. I was gonna say that, I don't know why people say that Atabays are too mild. In my opinion, there's 12 different Vitolas in the Atabay lineup, right? And first of all, I think each cigar delivers a different personality. It's unique. Each Vitola is different. For me, I prefer the thicker ring gauges, like Ritos and up, and the Lancero is one of my favorite. Um, but I find it to have a good amount of spice that's balanced with all the other notes. Buttery, sweet, hay notes, whatever. So when people talk down Atabay, I'm like, what are you smoking? How are you smoking it, bro? Like, I don't get it. It's a very delicate cigar, in my opinion. Very elegant cigar.
Yeah, there's a misunderstanding too, and it's not anyone's fault. But when you're looking at cigars, just like anything, if something hits your palate, they think that's full bodied, and that's where the strength is there. It's full body. That's what I like. And Atabay is just too mild. It's not mild. Atabay is still a medium bodied cigar. If you do a retro or you're just smoking it, but all the flavor nuances, and if your palate's not ready for it, I don't think you're going to be able to experience it. It's like trying to pour, like I'm drinking Casa Noble, which is very good tequila, no additives. The Reposado and the Añejo are aged in French oak. So the wood is so important in spirits, and it's also important in cigars. And if I give this to somebody that isn't ready for it, they don't even drink alcohol. They just drink like beer or wine, but then you give them this, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, there's so much heat. It's so spicy on my palate, but they're not ready for this. Like this level. And Atabay, if your palate's not ready for it, it has 5 years of age, so it's going to be subdued a little bit. Plus the balance and the blend that he has on that is incredible. That if you're looking for this huge blast of flavor, it's not gonna be there. But if you're looking for nuanced flavors, like like an aged Scotch, like the difference between a Jack Daniels to I don't know, a Weller, anything that's like a 15-year age, the heat's removed, but you're still gonna have all those flavor notes, but you might not be able to pick them out.
It's like swallowing Skittles without chewing, right? Like very fruity on the palate. If you just swallow them like pills, you're not going to get that full experience. You have to.
I'm not going to taste the rainbow.
I've never done that before.
You have to chew. You can't treat it like Tylenol, right?
Right. For sure. Yeah, and people like you see fast eaters, and you're wondering how they even taste anything, or they put a bunch of hot sauce on a steak. Right. If you get a dry aged steak, one, you're paying more because of the aging, but the flavors are more pronounced on a dry aged steak. But if you just go in there in any restaurant, and the chef sees you putting a bunch of salt on there, then asking for like A1 steak sauce, he's going to come out with a hatchet and take your hands off. Right. So you want to be able to taste the meat. Right. That's you want to taste how it was prepared, and to me that's what Atabay is. I want to taste how the tobacco was blended, how it was prepared, how it was fermented, how it was aged. I want to taste all that. I don't want something to mask any of that flavor note with either some under fermented or underaged tobacco, or just too much Ligero, or something that's imbalanced that's just giving me too much of a pepper blast.
So what's a cigar?
That's smoking well.
Let's say you're giving a cigar to someone who's never had a cigar before. They're going to have the tendency to smoke it in some way to where it's not fully performing, right? What's a cigar you would suggest where they could definitely get something out of it? In your portfolio, let's just say, they could definitely get something out of it, even if they're doing it a little bit off from what the best way to do it would be.
Yeah, so I have I'll say for accounts, like retailers listening or consumers, I have some retailers that will start new smokers off with Atabay. because they say, and again, very humbling, but these are their words. They want to show the cigar smoker what the best can be and what a cigar should be, and they start them there, and then they have to figure out their way. In our portfolio, I would say the La Giana is a Honduran blend, and I'd go with the even the natural, just a nice easy introduction to a cigar where it's not going to leave your palate like you just licked an ashtray. It's a good introduction to a cigar.
Nice.
All right, guys.
And then
Make
from
sure
there they step up because that.
Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Sorry. No, I was going to say, and then if they want to step up to something with a little more body, then the United with that Dominican broadleaf and Dominican Ligeros in that blend, the Connecticut has a little bit of punch to it and some body and depth, but again, just a very, very delicate on the palate.
The La Giana is a sweet tip, right?
No, so La Giana, we just released the Angelic line a couple years ago now, but that has a Maduro halo at the top, and that has a sweet tip.
Okay.
So it has a sweet tip, so it will be a little, I won't say sugary, but it will be sweet when you light it up and when you first start smoking it. But then that slowly dissipates as you're smoking it, and then you have those that Honduran.
Yeah.
Honduran blend, but it's I love the La Giana because it represents Honduras, but it doesn't have a lot of people will say that that Honduras tobacco, they taste a lot of hay and grass, and it's just not for them. But the balance on this one, it's made at the Diademas factory, which is the Camacho factory. So the representation, the people that are overseeing that factory, incredible construction on the La Giana, and a great Honduran blend. So it smokes differently than a typical Honduran.
Nice.
Yeah.
Before we forget, let's go ahead and do the giveaway. So if you haven't entered the hashtag, now is a great time to do it so we can run.
You got about 30 seconds. Start entering that hashtag
giveaway.
if you haven't.
Hold on, I haven't done it yet. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we have 18.
Wait.
No, DC, you entered it, but of course you don't.
They're gonna
If Jacob, I'll say while you're doing this, Jacob in the comments just asked where in Indiana. Karma Cigar Bar is a great one, and then we're about to announce we just Blend Bar in Indiana, Indianapolis. That'll be the new. They're gonna have an Atabay lounge.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, somebody asked.
Taste the meat.
You kind of answered it. you kind of answered the question about you saying that Atabay Spiritus is one of your favorite cigars from the lineup. But overall, what's your favorite cigar from United and then from Selected Tobacco?
So from United, I think one, I love the blend. I worked on it with Weber Ventura. The Gold Star is a go-to for me. That's the kind of the newest in the portfolio. That's the one I've been smoking more on a regular basis lately. And then in Selected Tobacco, it's always such a hard one because so many that I love. But I already said the Spiritus, so that's one. In the Byron line, there's one that kind of stands out because it was a mistake in the factory, and I always love telling that because it wasn't. Nelson kind of corrects me. He's like, well, maybe it wasn't a mistake. It was just not planned. And that's the Byron in the 21st century, the Distinguidos.
Oh man,
so the 21st. Yeah, that 21st century line has an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, right? That blend. There are 4 in the 21st century. The Elegante, which only comes out once a year in humidors of 25 count. There were 400 produced for this year. Honorables, which is a 60 ring gauge. It's going to be a larger one, and then the Aristocrat, which is a beautiful 9.5 by 52. But the Distinguido should have had a lighter wrapper, and the factory made a mistake, put a dark wrapper on it. So when I first started with United, it came in 10 count boxes because Nelson wasn't ready for it, and he was just kind of, he was just going to kind of dump it off, and which I hate saying that about a Byron, but he was like, no, it doesn't match the line. But I had smoked it and I thought it was phenomenal. And I said, yeah, maybe it was a good mistake. And then he ended up just keeping it as a dark wrapped Byron. And so that one in the portfolio, it has some cedar, it's a cedar foot, and it's a dark wrapper, and that Distinguidos is beautiful.
Awesome. And with that, let's go ahead and make the drawing. Let's go.
Oh no, Texas Cigar Society won.
I wonder if there's anybody's like, who's West Smoke?
What?
Guess.
All right,
dude, this deserves one like 2 of our giveaways.
He's won, yeah, man.
Wow, that's awesome, Nick. Nick.
Is Nick present? We'll give him like 5 seconds.
I think Nick and Hugo are in cahoots. I think they're gonna split. They're gonna alternate the little statue. They're gonna send it to each other every now and then.
Hey, he's a long time watcher though. I'm not mad at that. If he can claim
That's
it,
true.
really
There
quick.
he is.
There we go. There we go.
Congrats, Nick.
There he is.
All right,
It's almost
Nick,
like they got
congratulations.
visitation, custody rights.
Yeah.
Boom.
Co-parenting for the hombre.
All right, so DC, you have a question you want to ask, homie?
Me? No, I'm good, man. I'm
You good?
new to everything United and Selected Tobacco. Like I enjoy just listening and
I
taking all
mean,
this right now.
I will interject since I've been asking about this all week.
Okay, go for it.
Please introduce us to His Taco Majesty.
Hell yeah. That's what you were talking about. I'm sorry, dude. Oliver, I was looking you up and then I accidentally found your taco page, bro. And I was like,
oh yeah.
On the dark web.
I'm the one who made that video and I wanted to use it so bad. And I was like, no, don't do it. I was like, it's gonna be so good. God damn it.
Do it. Whatever it is, do it. So Taco Majesty, look, if California is good for anything other than sunshine and beaches, tacos, they're taco trucks. I'm a taco fan. I love taco trucks. I just love street tacos. I love the simplicity of it. Because and then people ask, it comes up, people ask about the taco, what's your obsession with tacos? And I say, well, it's like, imagine like a cigar, right? We're smoking cigars, but a cigar, if we all, the 6 of us right now, we're all given tobacco, we're given wrapper, binder, filler, and we all make a cigar. There's going to be a very bad one, and there's going to have to be, the best one of the group, but we use the same components. And a street taco can be so good, or it can be so bad. And it's a tortilla, which is the wrapper. You have the binder, which is your protein. Or your filler is the protein, and your binder is the cilantro and onion. And I love no cheese. I love no cheese, unless it's like a birria taco.
There you go.
Okay.
Then I'll do it. But part of it started because I was a fan. I was a fan anyway. And then on the United budget with all my travels, I would just go to a taco truck. Right? We're not staked in. We're not we're not a tomahawk company. We're a street taco company.
Gotcha.
We make the working cigar for the working man.
Hell yeah.
Ray Zelinsky. Was it Zelinsky Motors?
Let's play a little fun game. Let's blind rate these tacos from 1 to 5. All right. Now,
all right.
You don't know what's coming next. You just have to rank them. All right. First one, fajita.
Fajita taco.
Man, that's like Korean barbecue. You got to do all the work.
So
where do I rank it? 1 to 5? I'm gonna put that on a 5. And I don't even know what else is coming. But I'm putting it on a 5.
All right. Good luck. Barbacoa.
I don't know what else is coming because there might be some that you're missing. Barbacoa, I'll go 4 because I don't order as much.
Oh,
4.
man.
Yeah, I'm starting low.
Chicharrón.
Oof.
Fuck.
I'm a
Wait, green or red?
Either one. Either one. Both.
so I'm a green. Green is the one that and I was surprised the first time. So those that don't know chicharrón tacos, like don't get it confused with the chicharrón that you know that has crunch.
No.
The chicharrón taco,
The soggy one.
It's going to surprise you the first time you get it.
Yeah,
but
the textures.
Yeah, it's awesome. I still order it. The first time I had that, I was with Victor from Chugui, and we were in Houston, and we ordered it, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And we had it, and it was good. So shit, because I don't know the next two. This is gonna be hard. I got to put it 3 because it's gonna be high. I'd put it high, but not every place has it.
True.
So 3.
Taco Supreme from Taco Bell.
Nah, come on, dude.
I hate that food
He
truck,
said-
man.
That's the whole
He
point
said
of Blind
food truck.
system, brother.
He
You're
said
trying
food
to
truck.
offend his
That's the
taco
whole point
majesty
of-
right now.
He said food truck, bro.
Oh.
That,
Hey,
you can't get
yeah,
that
but
in a
they don't
food
even-
truck.
No.
I
It's just taco.
don't even
It's
know
a
if you
taco.
can get a fajita at a taco truck. Well, now I'm stuck with 1 and 2, so I got to put it at 2. Oh, so now I'm really gonna be fucked.
Birria.
I only have 1 left.
Birria.
And then 1 birria, a good birria, because birria is another one. Like to me, if you put too much meat in there, you fuck it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You fuck it all up. And that tortilla, if it's not a good tortilla and they drench it too much, then it just falls apart and it's an absolute mess. So that's one that can go from 10, 1 to 10 in a heartbeat.
You heard
But
it
yeah,
here first.
birria will be 1.
So what would you say would be your favorite taco?
So I search for it's got to be the right place, because these taco trucks, I don't even know how they pass inspection. But like
Those are the best
Buche
ones.
Buche is a good one. If there's a good lengua, but I'd say on average, my top is carnitas.
Yeah.
A good al pastor is obviously great. But carne asada, as simple as that is, that can be ruined too, because if it's just not good meat, not good seasoning, meat makes it. What's up, Crystal?
Also, are you gonna start posting back on that page? I think the last post was like from 2024.
Bro, I know. I have so many pictures that I have to post it, and I'll tell you what, I have 2 phones. I'm one of the 2. I'm one of those guys. If I could just throw my phones in the ocean, I would. So I started that page because I just I had all these taco pictures, and then I was like, all right, let me do something. And so I started posting them, but then that was just extra work, and I'm not an influencer. I'm not a digital creator. I like good food. I like good cigars. And then, with our positions just in work, in life, sometimes it's a necessity. And I'd say my social media presence is more of a necessity. So, the taco page just kind of evolved into something from love. And I didn't fall out of love with it. I just stopped posting. It's almost like, you have your girlfriend, and you're talking to your buddies about it. After a while, when the relationship gets serious, you're not really talking about the intimate stuff.
No.
Right?
Mhm.
So I don't want to say my love of tacos is like that, but yeah, it's kind of like that. Kind of stopped sharing it, but I'll get back to it.
Have you ever gone to Bar Taco? I know they're in multiple states. I don't know if you've tried it.
Bar Taco, no.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a bigger restaurant style, but it's like, they have really good tacos, in my opinion. But I'm not a taco person. I like tacos, but I'm not a connoisseur. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. But they have them in like a couple of states.
So there's a great spot in LA, and it's in like a back alley, avenue. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I just haven't been out there in a while. But it's like in a back alley of some industrial park, but lines out the door. But it's not just a truck; they have an entire line set up, and phenomenal tacos. But no, El Gato is the one in Houston. They have really good tacos. But yeah, just different taco trucks. If I can find a good taqueria, then I'll go. But I'm not looking for the restaurant style tacos.
If you're in Texas, Laredo. We lived in Laredo for about 10 years. Laredo has the best tacos in Texas. I'm not going to claim that they're better than California or whatever, but in Texas, Laredo, they have it spot on because they're so many. The people that make them are from Mexico, so you get some good freaking tacos out there.
Texas has a lot of good spots. Mm-hmm. I have an app that kind of shows me. I plug in all the spots I want to hit, and if I find a good taco shop, then I'll add it onto my route so that the next time I'm there, I can hit it for my lunch spot, and I'm not deviating from any shop too far. But look, there are some good gas station taco spots that a lot of people wouldn't hit because they're like, oh, it's in a gas station. But I don't know, man. There's some really good ones. There's one out in Rowlett, Texas. Rowlett or Rowell, one of the two. But it's in a Shell gas station. Great tacos.
Oh, I muted myself. Before we get out of here, do you want to show your beatbox skills? Beatboxing skills?
My beatboxing skills?
Yeah.
I don't know if I wouldn't even categorize it, but in a skill category. Hey,
come on, someone lay down.
That's a nightclub. Yeah, that was. I saw you guys posted that. That was the Jersey Shore nightclub.
You see the head movement.
Give me the fist bump. Give me the Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs fight the beat. Yeah. The beat, yeah, that's it. That was the classic video you guys put together.
Awesome, man.
That was all DC right there.
I forgot I did that. Yeah,
we got a lot of creative talent here on the panel. Saves us from for the promoting.
Is there a beatbox champion on the panel?
I haven't tried.
DC? No. DC looks like he wants to beatbox. Go ahead, bro. Do it. Do it, bro. You look like you want to do it, bro. Come on. Today, right here's your 5 seconds of fame, brother.
It's definitely not gonna
do
it.
Dude, hold on. DC's turning red. DC's turning like Red Randall over here.
Come on, bro. Do the Mario theme song. Then you got the brick wall behind you.
That actually, it's work. Tonight's about all over, guys. Tonight's about all over. Thank you, but no.
Come on, do it now.
Do it, my boy.
Do it now.
All right. Well, any closing thoughts for the chat, for the viewers, Oliver?
No, just a massive appreciation for the support, the love. Small companies, myself, United, and a lot of the smaller guys out there as well. That really you don't have that marketing budget that some of the larger companies have. So it's a grind out there, and I appreciate all the love, and it's humbling walking into a shop and people recognizing even anything outside of Atabey, because building Atabey again to where it is as a recognizable name in some shops, but for somebody to mention Firecracker or Red Anchor, like it's incredibly humbling. The the United portfolio, I think that's one of the biggest assets that we can offer consumers and retailers that have a wide portfolio, but it's also an incredible challenge. It's hard enough to build one brand, and we're trying to build all these brands. So the support that that everyone's shown out there, that you guys keeping me on the radar, I love it. I started in the industry because I had a love for the cigar, and that hasn't changed, and I'll keep that going until until the last day, until I'm either kicked out or have to leave this beautiful sphere of a world. But no, I appreciate all the love, and just follow us on social media at United Cigars.
Okay, for sure. And as a spoiler, any new projects coming end of the year or like beginning of 2026
that you can say, that you can talk about?
Right. I mean,
yeah. So we had we announced it, not so much of a spoiler, but the the Byron 175th anniversary humidor. It's an incredible piece. If you haven't seen it out there, it was just at the PCA show, but it hasn't released yet. That should start to hit the market in November, beginning of December. And then the Atabey Black Delirios, the delay is due to the packaging, and it's been changed a couple times. Just kind of, again, Nelson is this incredible artist and blender and visionary for the industry. He's touched the industry in so many ways that people don't know, and he doesn't take credit for, because he's done it for a lot of the international brands that then bleed into this industry. There's with that, to go back to it, the Atabey Black Delirios will be beginning of next year. That'll be coming out, but there's a lot of great stuff coming from him, and then we have some things in the works that we can't announce yet, but yeah, working on a couple things.
Yeah. And Ben here mentioning next year will be the 250th birthday of the United States, so
of the United States of America. Amen.
Maybe something with the United flag, right?
Yeah, you might see something tied in there. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, let's go around and see what we got coming up with the panel. I guess I'll start myself. Friday morning live. I don't know when I'm going to smoke it, but stay tuned for that. And then on Saturday, I'm closing out the Avowed portfolio with the Val 6.29, so stay tuned for that one as well. DC, what do you got, bro?
Pass.
Okay. Randall, other than he does a lot of our promo stuff, so he does like more shorts and stuff like that. But Randall,
for me, I do have a review filmed for one of the Zeal cigar, Usurper, that I need to get out. And also Friday, I'll review something else. I don't know what I'm going to review yet. But then on Sunday, I'm doing a collaboration with a whiskey channel called Whiskey Sippers, and we're going to release a video together. He is getting into cigars. I've been getting more into whiskey, bourbons, and all that stuff, so we thought it would be a cool collaboration. He's actually the one that suggested I get this. And he said, "Oh, man, I think you'd like it. If you're just getting into it, it's not too high. It's good, easy sipper." So that's the reason, I bought that and everything. But, just trying to do more collaborations. I've been doing lives recently. I won't do a live probably this week, but because of the collaboration. But so just different stuff coming out.
Nice.
Awesome. Steven.
Dude, I've got the Illusione Tuonella on Monday.
Nice.
And Epicurean Gentleman is just still working on Switzerland content and humidor reviews, so all those are over on that channel. That's it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Frank, what do you got?
Probably tomorrow I'm gonna release the H. Upman the Cuban cigar review. Then I have the Saunter, and then I'm gonna jump the humidor tour because I just reviewed the AG Cigars Legendary Moments. I want to jump the gun and release that one. And then the humidor tour. So hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be all within the week, but I'm going to try to release some of those videos out there and maybe some more real talk here and there.
Hell yeah. I like that episode, bro. That was nice. From the heart.
That was, that was great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. We all have individual channels as well. So, if you're bored one day, you want to check us out, you can jump on the tube or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, with that,
we all need love.
That's true.
That's right.
Oliver, thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks for your time. Thanks for sending out cigars. When we're gonna end up reviewing, at least one or two cigars of United, probably before the end of the year is over. Right, guys?
Yeah,
sure.
Man.
Yeah, man. Can't smoke them all on the podcast.
That's true.
We try.
Congratulations to Nick again for winning.
Yeah, it was as hard as we try.
15th time.
Congrats, Nick. I think I still have all your information, bro. So, but I'll message you.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, with that said, everybody have a good night, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.